two hats. I'm a member and the campaign coordinator for CUPE Local 1978, which represents water and wastewater workers here in the Capital Regional District. I'm also an active member of the Greater Victoria Water Watch Coalition, where we believe that water is a shared legacy, a public trust, and a collective responsibility. The coalition works to raise awareness of the many issues facing water and wastewater in our communities: groundwater, wells, bottled water, conservation, as well as the focus that I would like to take tonight, the threats to public control of our water services. We are here tonight to hear about a global water crisis. It is important that you know that part of that fight is happening right now in our communities, in the sewage treatment planning that is going on in the Capital Regional District. It won't surprise you to know that there is huge support for actually treating our sewage here in Victoria. It might also not surprise you that there is strong support for our new sewage treatment to be operated publicly, not by corporations, and for it to include environmentally advanced technology to reuse and recycle waste. In January, CUPE commissioned Environics Research Group to take the temperature of Greater Victoria residents on new sewage treatment. Environics found that we overwhelmingly trust the CRD more than a private corporation to operate a new sewage treatment facility. 3 out of 4 residents trust the regional district to operate it, compared to less than 1 in 4 who would trust a private corporation. And the main reason we want our regional government to provide our communities with this service is that it is not for profit. So why does this matter? Well, because the BC provincial government has linked provincial government funding for the CRD sewage treatment project to private operation. There we go. We are also concerned that the federal government may also promote privatization as part of its funding contribution. This is not fair, given in the vast majority of communities across this country, almost all sewage treatment is publicly owned, financed, and operated. Why should the regional district to be forced to do the right thing the wrong way? In 2006, the community of Whistler had the right to say no to private sewage treatment, and the community still got their provincial funding. Whistler is now doing a public sewage upgrade, and surprise, surprise, it is coming at 11% below engineering estimates put forward when it was going to be done as a private system. Here in the CRD, we should have the same right to say no to privatization. Now, I want to tell you, I spent most weekends this summer with the Greater Victoria Water Watch Coalition talking to people at farm markets and other community events about water issues. And I have to tell you, I came away so motivated. People in our communities care passionately about water. There is a deep belief that water and wastewater are basic public health issues and that access to services is a human right. Now, there is a lot of confusion out there. And not surprisingly, when lingo like public-private partnerships muddies the water. Pun intended. I mean, what could possibly go wrong with a partnership? Well, let me tell you, they're not partnerships. This is just a fluffy and soft way of saying privatization. The public planning process here started with an announcement in July of 2006 by the BC government. Now, there will be debates about where the plants and facilities should be. There will be debates about how much this will cost. And these are important pieces to the plan. But it is important that we engage in the debate about why it should be publicly operated. This is sewage. It is not glamorous. This is a planning process that is going to take a long time and is not very exciting. But this is how private corporations get into our communities, through our sewage. As it is in the subject, you guys are the best! The thing is, it's not a subject that we think about unless our toilet doesn't flush. That's where you were supposed to laugh. It is so important that all of us who strongly believe that water services should be public pay attention. Let our politicians know that we're watching and that we want to have a say. Now, you're going to hear lots of reasons why operations of sewage treatment and resource recovery should be privatized through a public-private partnership, or P3. You will hear lingo like transparency, accountability, risk transfer, and value for money. P3s are complicated. They're decades-long, secretive contracts that governments enter into with private corporations, and they often go wrong. They do not save taxpayers' money, and if private companies assume risk, then they expect to be paid to do so. And they certainly do not provide better services. You will no doubt hear from Maude tonight about the global pressures and the enormous global profit linked to water and wastewater services. As I said earlier, we really are on the front lines of a global fight right here. Now, we have an exciting opportunity to develop a first-class sewage treatment system using cutting-edge environmental technology. We want it to be an integrated approach that links energy and other needs of the many large public institutions here in our region to our wastewater system. We want it to be a public model for other communities to follow. We have a fight on our hands. We have used the phrase clean, green, and affordable and public in our sewage treatment campaign. Together, we can achieve this. So how? Well, pop by the Greater Victoria Water Watch Coalition information table and pick up a window cling for your vehicle. I read them. I'm sure other people do as well. You can talk to your family, your neighbors, your friends, your coworkers about this issue. We need to raise the level of awareness so that we can engage in this debate. If you want to learn more about water issues both locally and globally, then come to the Greater Victoria Water Watch Coalition free water conference called Water Hours to Protect. It's on November 17th, where we will have 3 keynote speakers and an afternoon of workshops for you to participate in. And you can pre-register at the Coalition information table following the event. Most importantly, you can talk to your municipal councillor. Give them your voice to take to their table and support them in making the right decision. We need to hold them accountable for the decisions that they make about our communities and celebrate them when they do. There is a list of councillors who sit on the Core Area Liquid Waste Management Committee at our Coalition information table. You need to call them, you need to email them, or better yet, you need to pop in for a visit and let them know how you feel about the privatization of our water and wastewater services. We can do this, but we have to do this together, and we have to do it now. Thank you.